Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Outs from the garden again. No camping this week, got a bit of an injury, so decided to postpone that till next weekend. But here we've got a review of the Adventuridge 2-man tent from Aldi. So here we've got the back. We're pretty chunky, pretty long that is, but not ridiculous. Size kind of 50 centimeters long roughly, not too bad at all. That's what we've got inside. So poles and pegs will be in there. That'll be the inner user manual. Don't use that, that'd be silly. And the outer, the guidelines all attached. Okay, so let's have a little look. There's the bag, quite a big bag. In fact, let's put this up in a bit of a time lapse. No one wants to watch this going up for about 10 minutes, do they? Let's do it. So there we have it. Very, very easy to put up. It's inner first, which not the biggest fan of, but not too bad. Takes up a huge footprint there, very wide. You see there, that's probably close to 1.8 meters wide, 1.9 meters wide. Yeah. Big tent. There seems like there's a lot of space. On the side, have a little look at these vents. Velcro down, but no spacers. Would have been handy if it had a spacer in there because it'd hold it up, because that looks like it's the only vent really. Another one on this side. But yeah, the only vents are this. You're definitely gonna have to place this into the wind that way. But as you can see, very low footprint. It's pretty stealthy, quite wide. Let's have a little look inside. So, bungee on there, Velcro down, just normal, quite cheap zippers. Nothing spectacular there at all. Oh, one thing I forgot, clip the holes on. Up, down, got a double zipper to get into it. Comes around very low. I said quite a thick polyester this feels like. Yeah, it's polyester. So and loose, not the tightest of. And that's a huge toggle to hold up such a thin piece of material. That's huge. Does not need to be that big, but it is a cheap tent. Good starter tent, I reckon, for a couple of people or one person that wants a bit of room, put their bag in it. Yeah, it dangles down a bit. So you could definitely get inside. Yeah, I'm 1.92 meters or 6'3". And if I lie down fully, I'm kind of, you definitely wouldn't want to be much taller. My feet are right at one end, but definitely there's a lot of space in there. A lot of space. So it's definitely a close two-person tent. I'll bring you in for a little look. So let's go in for a little look. As you can see, it's very floppy inside. There's another toggle there to tie off the thing, but yeah, it's pretty droopy inside, but You can actually tie the outer fly off, but that would be a right pain to get done. So yeah, let's have a little look inside. Yeah, if you look at on one side there, similar sort of space. So maybe I can reach my arm across, so you could definitely fit 2 people in it. You'd have to be closer. So you can see the foot end, my feet are like up against that, so to come away from it, I'm all up against the side. So yeah, so it's 2 small people, or a couple, or 1 person with loads of room inside here. So yeah, little hook up here, putting your light on, that's a nice touch, definitely needed. Really at night, just have a nice little light there. Got a couple of pocket there on that side, on the door side. Same again on this side. Quite a lot of mesh all at this end on the head end. Only a very small amount down the foot end. But breathability wise, I don't think there's going to be much breathability in here at all. So I definitely think this is for a colder camp, or perhaps somewhere that is a bit windy, so you can get good airflow around here. Because as I said, all this isn't really a mesh, it's like a polyester, so that it will breathe a bit, but not a huge amount. Yeah. Wide door opening. Views of the garden. No special views here today. Yeah, as you can see it there, left open, but I do think I've actually got a better idea for what this tent could be like. A fine weather one, or maybe with a tarp over the top. Let me show you. As you can see, I think that's actually a good summer little tent, maybe even with a little tarp over the top of it. It'd definitely work as a tent. You have to make sure there's good airflow and good wind, because it would get a bit sweaty in there, I think. But yeah, it's a shame there's not something that can kind of hold this up. Because if that bathtub kind of held up a bit more, it would certainly come off your feet a little bit more. Because if that was just like up there, it'd be a bit away, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm certainly going to take this out on a little adventure. Nothing special, just definitely a fair weather camp, and see how it goes, and just see what it's like to sleep in, so the size, the airflow, everything there really. But yeah, it's a little insight into it. It's from Aldi. So it was $49.99, so it wasn't an expensive tent by any means, and for around about that sort of price, you're only really going to get proper entry materials. You're not going to get sealed nylon. One good thing about this is though the whole thing is seam sealed, which surprised me. So it should withstand rain, but I think I'm going to set that up in the garden one day, test it, put the sprinkler over it for a good few hours and see if it is, because that would be good. If it is at all, we could certainly have a look at maybe the colder, wetter camps as well, maybe a lot on the Purbex or something a bit more exposed. But that was just really my little insight into this really. Good cheap little tent, nice starter. So if you are on a budget a little bit, or just wanting to get into camping at all, you can order this through Aldi. I'll put a link in below, it's not affiliated obviously, for that. But yeah, for 50 quid, really second hand, you don't get much for 50 quid. Nowadays, really warm. This is brand new, be warranted for a year. And they have really good returns policy anyway, so if you don't get on with it for whatever reason, Aldi are really good at returns. So there's a little insight for anyone that is interested, and there will be a camp coming up soon in this, and we'll see where we go from there. So hope you have a good day and are staying hydrated in this super hot weekend. So have a good one.